tuned in to Walking in Purpose with Angela here on the WBNN. I am the 2023 International Internet Radio Hall of Fame Broadcasting Enshrinee. I also hold the title, the 2023 Waddell Award Host of the Year. And the legacy continues right here on The Dynasty. I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight for our third 3,696 presentation of Ngozi Time Multimedia LLC. Our topic tonight, enough is enough. Do your job or step down. We're calling for the impeachment of the governor of Texas. I am Angela Thomas Smith. And you are tuned in to Walk in Purpose with Angela. If you would like to join the conversation tonight, I want you to call in 734-6904. You have to type in the show ID, which is 533-4929, and make sure you hit pound. Then it will prompt you to type in your passcode, which will be #1. And once you enter the studio, if you want to jump in the conversation or get in queue to jump in the conversation, press *2 so that you can get in line to join this conversation tonight. Tonight, I have the daughters of Mr. Roberto de la Cruz in the studio. We're going to be talking about his wrongful incarceration. He's been incarcerated now over 25 years, wrongfully incarcerated. Tonight, we're going to dive into why he's incarcerated and how all this came about. I'm going to bring on my first guest. Sandra, are you there?
I'm here. I'm not sure if you can hear me.
I can hear
I'm
you.
Here.
I can hear you. How are you today?
How you doing?
I'm doing
well. How's everybody?
I'm doing great. I can't complain. Before we dive into the conversation, if you would just share just a little bit about you.
Well, I'm the eldest daughter of Roberto de la Cruz. Actually, at that time, my dad went to prison. I was actually an employee for the city of Baytown at that time. I have 5 children, 4 grandchildren, and most of the grandchildren that my dad has not gotten to meet because of the fact that he is wrongly incarcerated. But just pretty much here, still hoping and trying to hopefully one day get to see my dad be released from that hell.
Wow. Well, can you share with us just a little bit of what led to your father's wrongful incarceration in the state of Texas?
Well, there's a lot of factors that led to the incarceration of my dad's situation. A lot of it had to do with mistakes that were made, which as of today, we're still trying to make sure that somebody does the right thing. It seems that we have a lot of people in these government entities that instead of doing the right thing, they choose to do the wrong thing. My dad was targeted and focused on this case, on this murder case, due to the fact that he was involved in another incident in 2000, to be exact, the year March of 2000. My dad was involved in an assault case, and at that point, that's when the detectives questioned him about this murder. Like I said, I worked for the city of Baytown at that time, so I had a lot of inside information, and I knew that this victim, this murdered victim, had been found at one of the parks. I worked for Parks and Recreation. I remember very clearly the day that they found this man going home, and my dad was watching baseball because he loved watching baseball. And I remember telling him and my mom, hey, they found a guy dead at one of the parks, and they don't know who did it. So the police didn't have any clue of who had murdered this man. When they questioned my dad, you see what happened is my dad was involved in this situation with the assault. He left to Mexico. He decided to come back because all his family and his children were over here. So my dad said, I'm just going to go back and I'm going to turn myself in and deal with the consequences of this case. And the most they can do if they don't take my self-defense is they're going to go ahead and give me 2 years. So he came back. Unfortunately, by the time he came back, SWAT team was waiting for him already, and they took him in. Well, I was present during every single interview that they did, even the one they did on my dad. And I remember very clearly speaking to Detective Bud. And he approached me and he's like, oh, we want to talk to your dad about the case. And I was like, I know, the assault case. No. We want to talk to him about the murder case for Pena. I remember telling the detective, my dad doesn't know anything about that. We don't even know who these people are. My dad came back from Mexico to turn himself in for the other incident. And they're like, oh no, we have witnesses that claim your dad was a person that committed this murder. I was like, no, that's wrong. My dad did not commit any murder. So they bring in my dad in a room. They bring out all the evidence, the pictures of the victim. They tell him it was a .357 caliber gun. They show him pictures. They tell him what day that the man had a gun on him, that supposedly he was murdered somewhere else and then dumped at this park. And, they gave my dad all this information. And my dad told them, I know nothing of this. I came back to face the consequences of the other incident I was involved in. I know nothing of this murder. So that in September of 2000, the detective goes up to my dad and gives him a statement from a supposed witness saying, look, your son is a piece of this, and he signed that statement against your son-in-law and Marcos Torres. They signed a statement saying that you murder. Now, a lot of details that are not known is the fact that they also interviewed my sister, which is the wife at that time of the supposed son-in-law that signed the statement against my dad. And this officer gets in my sister's face and tells her, you need to tell us the truth. You need to tell us what happened. If not, your baby's going to be born in prison. So my sister's like, I don't know anything. I don't know what you're talking about. No, we know that your husband sells drugs. We know that we have him on a video selling drugs to an undercover cop. So you better tell us the truth. My sister's like, I don't know anything. And I even turn around and I tell my sister, what are they talking about? Well, they saying they have a video. What are they talking about? And she's like, oh, well, he only did it one time. So it's obvious they did have something, and they used that as leverage to force him to sign a statement against my dad. So, moving down further, I spoke to Raul Bud one day at my job, and he told me, we know your dad didn't kill him, but we think he knows who did it, and we're going to put it on him because we can and we will. And I told him, you can't do that. And obviously they did. So my dad's been in prison 26 years now. Pushing back further, in June of 2011, new evidence came about showing that the statement of this witnesses is a complete lie. So the question is not, did my dad kill this man or not? No, we already know he didn't. My dad is innocent. That has been proven in a court of law. And the same court that supposedly found him guilty, that same court said on fact and conclusions of the law He is innocent. We have an innocent man. The witness perjured himself. Everything that he said is a lie and not true. So we have an innocent man, and my recommendation is for this man to be granted a new trial because he is innocent. So what I don't understand is, why is my dad still in prison? Why? Why did the Court of Appeal deny it? The Court of Appeal said, well, we know he lied, but there could be other things that could show that he killed them. What other things? You don't have anything. Show them to me. Show me what you have. It shows my dad supposedly committed this murder. Your own judge made the recommendation that my dad is innocent, that he needs to be given a new trial. You don't even follow the recommendations of the same people in place in order to supposedly uphold the law. You only follow the recommendations when it is to your convenience. But when you do have an innocent man there, you choose to ignore the recommendations of the court of law, the court that supposedly found him guilty. Try to do the right thing, and you ignoring it. So that is the question that I have, and that is what I want this official to answer. Why, if you're innocent, the same court is saying that my dad is innocent, why are you keeping him there? Why? I don't get to prove to you that my dad is innocent. My dad is innocent. The facts are there. It's on paper, just signed by Judge Guerrero, the judge presiding at that time that heard the case of evidence that he is innocent. Why are you denying him?
So when you ask them, why are they denying him? Why are they not honoring the request to have him a new trial? What are their response to all of that? What do they have to say about the new evidence and stuff?
The response is, well, they're accepting the new. They're accepting the new evidence. That's what's crazy. They're accepting the new evidence, and they're saying, okay, we know he perjured himself. We know he lied, but other things are there that say your dad committed this murder. Okay. And I asked, what other things?
So they can't tell you what other things.
They don't have anything.
They can't tell you what other things, but they're saying that other things are there. So they're convicting people now off of what they think may be there, and they're not telling you. Like that's
it's not even to think was there, because supposedly in a court they're supposed to hide any evidence so that they can be can be followed and justice can be served. I mean, if there is evidence that showed that you did something, then present them and let the jury, decide. But if there's something there and you didn't show it, then even that trial. Now let's be real. They brought up some that they weren't even supposed to brought up to be able to sympathize with the jury. Because one of the questions that the jury asked after with trial, that's unacceptable. Like, you just found a man guilty and you want to take their kids shopping. So it's understandable. They made my dad look like a person that just, it was this evil person. But also to understand is that my dad is a father, just like the one they lost. We lost my dad too,
Wow.
We lost my dad too, because in a different way. We can hug him, he can be around us. It's the same thing that they're going through, we're going through. And just like their father was murdered by somebody, our father's life is being murdered by a system that refuses to admit that they made a mistake. It's not okay. So I'm not here to talk bad about the system and how, oh my God, you have liars. Yes, we know they do. I'm here asking the system, do the right thing. You have officials in there, somebody in there has to have a heart. Somebody in there has to know and still love the law and love what law is supposed to represent, which is justice. And so far, justice has not been served here because, you're making my dad pay for a murder that he did not commit. It has been proven. That I've reached to a lot of people. I reached to Kim Mogg. I've actually had set up a meeting with her before she was placed in office because her thing was, I'm going to go ahead and make it right. If my officials are doing wrong things, I'm going to go ahead and make it right. The minute they put her in office, you need to just follow the process. And I'm like, I already follow the process. I'm doing everything that you're telling me to do. And nobody's wanting to listen to me. I reached out to my representative, Sylvia Garcia. Same thing. I talked to her representative to be able to set up a meeting with her. At first, everything sounded really hopeful. Same thing after. She was like, we don't handle these things. You just need to go ahead and follow the process. I followed the process before he became a mayor because he was, also a representative. He said you just have to follow the process. What damn process? What process? I'm following every single process that I need to follow to be able to have somebody listen to me. There is everything there that my dad is innocent. Just let him out. I even told the Baytown police mayor, I actually spoke to the mayor Capetillo. I reached out to him. I was like, here in Baytown, because we have a police chief, and I sat down with the Capetillo, and I was like, listen, I'm not asking you to dissolve your whole entire police. You wanna show the police that you wanna show the community that they can trust the police. Baytown police has gotten so much negativity from things that they do wrong. How about let's work on doing things right? Make it right. I'm not asking you to open the gates. I'm asking you to help me do what's right here. Reinvestigate the whole case. Reinvestigate it. Follow through. Help me show the community that just like we mess up, just like you mess up, you can actually do right. Let the community trust the justice system, just the Baytown police, because so far, everybody's terrified of you. Everybody's terrified. If you can keep a man for 26 years and wait for him to die in prison because you do not want to have no hope in the system, nobody is going to want to trust you. And, the police chief, the new one, he's like, well, I'll set up a meeting with you. We will reach out. I called and I called and I called and nothing. I am like on a verge of releasing. At this point, my next step is filing a class action lawsuit asking people to join me. How many people have people in prison out there that are innocent, but nobody wants to listen because we don't have the power of money or the power of status. But we have voices. We have the power of voice, and we have, determination and the love for all these people that are running in there. My dad is running in there. My dad is literally going to die in prison because these people, choose to let him in there because why? Because of money? Money, because, you have this power to control somebody. You're controlling all our lives. The dad, they put my dad in there. My dad, just to tell you a little bit about my dad, everybody has a history. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has made mistakes in their lives. But, at point in some time when I was younger, I looked at my dad like angry. I was mad at my dad because my dad, he would sometimes not be home. Sometimes, he would not be around us, whatever it may be. And, I chose to learn a little bit about the background that my dad had whenever he was a child, because everybody's childhood determines the traumas and the things that you dealt with when you were a child can kind of mold you into what's going to be the future for you.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, my dad did not have an easy life. When he was a child, he pretty much lived in the streets. He raised himself. He tried to do the best that he can. And then he had all of us. He had a family. He decided to do right by raising a family. He married my mother. He had 4 children. And he didn't do that because even though, you know, sometimes he was not there, we never went without eating. We never went without a roof. He was that type of person that even though we didn't have money, come Easter, this past Easter, I miss my dad. Because my dad would get us all together. The simplest little things. We would play baseball, because he loved baseball. We would all play baseball. And I remember my dad running around with his socks up his knees, you know, chasing us, playing baseball. We would get together. We would make barbecues. That's my dad right there. Because when he was younger, he pretty much raised himself. Family was very important. So everybody would get together when my dad was there. Now my dad is gone and it's like nobody knows each other. That has been lost. So they've hurt us hard because they pretty much kind of took the center of what kept our family close. Because that's what my dad was. My dad is family. So I'm just asking, just let him out. Just let him out. Let him be out here. Let him meet his grandkids, his great grandkids. You know, that's what my dad is. My dad is family. And we're just hoping that somebody else can listen to us. I'm not asking you to go out there and knock doors down for me. Tell me where I need to be and I will be there. Because so far I've been there. I've been at rallies. I've written letters. I've, talked to all the people that I need to talk to. At this point, I'm going to pretty much file a class action lawsuit for wrongful imprisonment against the city of Baytown, Harris County, the Court of Appeals, because they know he's innocent and you choose not to let him out. And that's wrongful imprisonment because you know it is there.
Wow. I'm going to go back and for a minute and just talk about truly how this has affected your family. Because 20
I have 5 kids.
Wow.
And 4 grandkids.
Wow. How affected your family?
Well, my grandkids don't know their grandpa, and then my dad was all about. My dad is all about kids. My dad is all about his grandkids, and they don't know him. Children that sometimes ask, why do we have a grandpa like everybody else? My little granddaughter Emma, she got to meet him, and asked him, why can't we go home? Why can't we take grandpa home? Why do we have your grandbaby? I'm sorry, baby, he can't go home. He has to stay here. But why? I'm like, well, because he has to stay here. He can't go past this door. And she's like, well, all you have to do is open the door. That's exactly what all they have to do. All they got to do is open the door. Wow. That's all. But they won't.
Wow. Well, we have caller number 1 in queue. We're going to take this caller and then we're going to get back into the conversation. Caller number 1, if you would please state your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, hi, Angela. It's Jerry Petit. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Hey, Jerry. How are you?
Wow. Hi. I'm okay. I'm listening to this horrendous. I want to say something to your guest, please. First of all, hello, and I'm so sorry this happened to your family.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm listening, and I'm just like, how is it happening? And we know it does happen, but it's so unbelievable in today's day and age, right? You mentioned something that maybe, you'd have to do this lawsuit. Girl, do it.
I am.
Do the lawsuit.
I am, because I feel.
Yep.
I feel that if I don't touch their money, they're not going to move.
Right.
At the end of the day, that's all it is about money. So I feel that if I don't steer their money pot, then it's nobody. It's all talk. It's all talk. So it's about action. You know, actions speak louder than words. So now we're going to action. And if action involves me having to file a lawsuit for millions of dollars on behalf of my whole entire family, I will tell you this will be one of the biggest lawsuits that we'll have, because I will make sure that I include my whole entire family. And we're not a little family. We're not a little family.
Right.
You know, everybody will be included in here.
Because y'all all have suffered. Y'all all have suffered.
Yeah. For the courts to have said he did not do it, that should have been enough.
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Well, Jerry,
it's there.
Jerry,
I have all the documents.
Jerry, let me explain something to you about the state of Texas. This is what is happening in the state of Texas. Now, we have a governor that they have a governor there that in 2022 took $387 million of the tax system. Why would you move money out of the prison system and it's already depopulated? I mean, it's already falling apart. You have so many overly and wrongfully incarcerated people. There's so many stories like his story. I hear these cries every day. Right. Somebody's ringing my phone. Somebody's emailing me. Not only that, the trauma they're enduring. If you knew some of the stuff that these people are enduring, every day I'm writing letters. Somebody's calling me, telling me that somebody's committed suicide. Somebody's cut off their penis. Somebody's done this. Somebody's done that. And it's crazy because some of these people have never had to deal with the trauma that they are being forced upon them. Undue trauma.
Right.
And it's been proven that this man is innocent.
That's the part, Angela. I don't understand that part of it. I mean, I might be ignorant to all this, but that's crazy to me.
And everybody keeps
turning
on
their own paper, their own format.
Sweetheart,
it's on their own paper, their own format, signed by their own judge. Mm-hmm.
You have to.
Yeah,
because that's your family in prayer.
It comes down to that. And see, and this is the reason why, though, a lot of this happens. We let them do this to us. We let them do this to our loved ones. But one thing that they don't know is that, you know, in the last 26 years, I have not stopped. I mean, I've gotten the 13 involved. I've had them do news. I've made banner on my own yard that says the Baytown police was corrupt. You know, a lot of people would tell me, "Oh my God, they're going to shoot up your place," and we'll know who did it. We know who did it. So, at the end of the day, you know, that's one guarantee that they get, that they know that I won't stop. They want us to keep quiet. They want us to not steal anything. And at this point, you know, we've even gone as far as I told them. I spoke to I remember speaking to the Baytown PD and letting them know. I said, "Look, listen, we don't even want money. I just want my dad. Sign whatever it is that we need to sign, where he will not sue you, he will not sue the Harris County District Attorney. Just give him to us. That's it. We'll just follow the process." That's all I ever get.
Because they know.
So you know, you get angry. You get angry, and
they know
right.
what they're doing. They know that if you follow the process, then they know that you're not. He's never coming home. If you follow Texas process, he's never coming home, because everything is, they're gonna say time limitations, this and this and this and this. It's always gonna be a hindrance and a block. You're gonna get nowhere if they get you system. They got you.
And then on top of everything, and this is just gonna even discuss still even further. On top of everything, and what I call pretty much the cherry on top, because this is so disgusting that this system chooses to ignore what they want to ignore and not follow through. I even turned in to the attorney, which in return supposedly has submitted it over to the Harris County District Attorney. I even sent it to the Harris County District Attorney, a statement from somebody else here. Because a lot of people know us, a lot of people know about my dad's case, and a lot of people know me too, and a lot of people know my other sister, and a lot of people know what we've gone through. They know my dad too. Somebody gave me a statement on paper. They said that so and so told him that he killed this man, and even with that, they still will not let my dad.
But not only that, then
Well,
y'all.
I took it to Baytown PD.
This is my last question. This is my last question.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Because you've got other questions, Angela. But one last question, and just briefly, if you could answer it, what do they have to gain by keeping him in there, knowing that he's innocent?
Not paying $2.1 million. That's what that is. And according to the attorney, if they admit that they were wrong, admit that this person perjured himself, if they acknowledge, well, no, let me say if they acknowledge it, no, they've already acknowledged it, because I have it on paper where they said from the Court of Appeals, we know that he lied. So they've already acknowledged that he lied. It's the fact that a Pandora's box will be open, and every case after my father's will be looked on, and they were showing, and we just proved with my father's case that the Baytown PD and that the Harris County District Attorney does fabricate false cases to wrongfully imprison people. So they're willing to use my dad as collateral damage, you could call it, to leave him in there and have him die so that they don't be looked at as what they are, a corrupted system that they're more worried about winning cases than actually, serving justice.
Thank you for explaining that. I will just keep your family in prayer.
So
thank you so much.
Thank you, Jerry. Before you leave, please tell everybody who you are.
Right now, I'm just blown away. I'm Jerry Petito. I have the Jerry Petito Show also on WBNN. I do want to share one of my next shows because this is ridiculously cool, Angela. I'm interviewing on April 30th, 9:30 p.m., guys, Michael Adegoke. He's the 5-time world dance champion. He's shared the stage with Michael Jackson, with Prince, with amazing people. But guess where he's from? Lagos, Nigeria.
Wow.
Oh, so this is very cool, guys.
Wow.
So thank you, Angela.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Keep you in prayer. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jerry. Thank you.
Hey, Jerry. Jerry, don't you have a network?
Yes, I'm just very sad tonight listening to all this. Thank you, Brother O. I have the Smart Network, always sensational and spectacular, and that will be on Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, 8 p.m. So please check it out. Thank you.
Definitely will. Thank you, ma'am.
So Sandra, have you guys reached
Yes,
out?
ma'am.
Have y'all reached out to the Southern Christian Leadership Conference or the NAACP to see if they?
No, ma'am. The only people that are reached out so far, I reached out to LULAC to see, because my dad is a Mexican citizen, so I figured that they would probably provide some assistance through the Mexican Council, because he is a Mexican national as of now, and I figured maybe that they could help me. But at the end of the day, the way that I see things is, if you're not gonna come in with money, or if you're not going to make them famous in some way, then they pretty much ignore it. You know what I'm saying? I was very shocked that they would not get involved, because I showed them everything, and I never heard from them. The only person that was out there trying to help us, which I appreciate very much, and I'm gonna say his name because that's probably the only one that that took some notice into the case and kind of helped us. Actually, two people. There was Quanell X here in Houston, Texas, and also the reporter from Channel 13. What was his name? Yeah, Robert. I think his name is Robert. Yeah, he's the one that did the whole story. He's from Channel 2 News. I'm sorry. He's from Robert Arnold. He's from Channel 2 News. He took it upon himself to do the whole investigation, and based on his investigation, it's everything there. Everything is there, and that we kind of felt that was going to take us somewhere, because around that time is when my dad was found innocent, and no, the court of appeals ignored it and blocked it.
Wow. So,
Sandra, this is Dr. Odell, my neighbor in Goji. I have to come on and say, hold on a second, Andy. I'm part of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, and also, you are people. And the NAACP has a legal defense fund. I need you and your family to reach out tomorrow, soon as you see the sun. Reach out to the National Advancement, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and they will help you in this situation, especially with the information that you have. Also, reach out to the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Get people who really are involved, because that she's a Morris Brown college grad. That whole Atlanta University Center. All the people around there. If you can get a chance to talk to some people, with Angie has the key to that. She's also a great collaborator. We need to say your dad's name out loud and clear. Also, I'm going to charge Anthony Thomas before every show for the next, if you can, Angie, for the next 5 months, to say his name on the air every time you come on your show. I can't tell you how to run your network over the CRUZ podcast.
Well, actually, I have.
Sure that we get this thing galvanized. I didn't say you did not. I don't know, but I'm saying that we make sure that we get this thing galvanized more and more thoroughly. This is an egregious situation. It's an egregious act. We must do better. And all the folks out there, even our white constituents out there that listen around the world, we're all human beings. Let's stop the madness. Let's stop the situation. See, you stepped on my toe. I own the network, so I'm going to speak. Yeah, I want to speak. A lot of times you see these things happen to good people. It's always the good people. The criminals and the people who are missing, the people who are shooting people up in the street, you let them go have it. But then, of course, a man like this man, good man, a family man, who's always tried his best. Man, go ahead, Angie. Go with your show, man. I'm hot.
Wow. Well, yes. Well, Sandra, I want you to know that I have a host on the network. Her name is Shanette Johnson. She does a lot of the same stuff that I'm doing. Her show is basically about bringing awareness to injustice. She has created a video that has individuals out of Colorado and some individuals out of Texas that have been wrongfully incarcerated. What she did was she put together a video with their picture. It has their charge. It has what they were how long they were sentenced, and how much time they have done. And what we're trying to bring awareness to is, they have so many people. We're looking at all of these, and I've been doing this since February. It's been coming up on the screen, so everybody is seeing it. It's being broadcast across all of our platforms. But what she's trying to do is just bring some awareness to it, so that people will see their faces and they can put a name to their face. Because this is sickening, and why they're doing this, because free labor. The prison system is $1 trillion industry. The industries that are being ran by the prison systems, if you look at the industries that are the products that are coming out of the prison system, that's why they don't want to let these people go. And then you go back and you look at how they're sentencing these juveniles. They're over sentencing these juveniles. They're giving these juveniles all these long charges, and they know that these kids are going to be in there until they're elderly, And then when they do get out, they're still going to be a ward of the state, because then now they're going to be elderly and they're not going to be able to do nothing. And then they're going to be dependent on the state there again. So that's their plan. That is their plan. And then people that come up for parole, they don't even, the good people don't come up for the parole. The people that are eligible for parole, that need to be paroled, they don't do it. And then I'm looking at, your dad is 70 years old. If your dad came home today, do you think, just out of my wildest imagination, do you think this man is going to do anything to go back to somewhere where you've put him wrongfully for 25 years? To give that man some relief? 25 years and you've not even brought him up for parole? Not even evaluated his case? Because I'm sure probably met every requirement. He's probably taken every class, done everything that's needed to be done to rehabilitate himself, because they don't believe in rehabilitation. And sure, he's with your dad. And it hurts me because I can hear it in his voice. I can hear the tears in his voice. And it hurts me to my heart.
Yes,
and it's sad.
And the thing is that they want my dad to be forgotten. Even if they were to let him out with now, how are you going to make up for the last 26 years? You know, how are you going to make up for 26 years of my dad being in there? My dad was in there, lost his brother. I have to literally tell on the phone with a bishop on the phone to notify my father that his brother had drowned. The brother that he hoped to come out and, go to Mexico, live together, get old, have a ranch, just be old and enjoy his grandkids. He lost his brother. They want my father to be forgotten in there, and as much as, my grandma, his mother, before my dad went in there, my grandma, that was the sunshine of her eyes, my dad. And now, 26 years later, my grandma hardly remembers him. My grandma deals with dementia, and she doesn't remember him. They don't take her to go see him anymore because she doesn't know who he is. And there's nothing in this world that you can do to buy that time that you have taken from him. From us. My brother, he was 14 when my dad went in there.
Wow.
He was 14, he's the only boy, so he was gonna need his dad. He was gonna need the connection with his father, that guidance from his dad. That dad that will sit there and tell him, hey, this is put on a tire. This is how you, work. This is how you become, a man of your family.
Wow.
He wasn't there. They took that away from us. My other sisters, he was always really close to one, Mary. We don't even get together anymore.
Wow.
Me, I went through cancer twice, and my dad was there.
Wow.
Wow.
They've
taken all that from us. So
we have caller number 2 in queue, and I want to take some more callers. We're going to see if some of these callers, caller number 2, if you would please state your name and where you're calling from. And if y'all want to call in, please call in 717-734-6904.
Travel name, Huni Barkatun. And his stage name, Master Pramesh Manharu. How you doing tonight? International Internet Radio Hall of Fame in Chinese. Host of the year. How you doing tonight?
I'm hanging in there. I don't know, Huni. I'm hanging in there. I'm trying my best to hang in there. How you doing tonight?
I know. I'm doing my best. Honors to you as always for not only inviting your very special honored guest. Thank you so much for sharing your story, and definitely never ever be silent about what's going on, because soon. And that's exactly what they are most afraid of is exposure. You're doing an excellent job tonight or task by exposing them. Having said that, I'm going to reserve other comments. I have a show that comes on tomorrow. When this show ends, mine begins. And I'll be speaking about, I'll be speaking about civil unrest. And this is something it's been happening, but, it's almost like the coming of a pending storm. And want people to be prepared, because the worst thing that can happen is being unprepared with certain things that's been, hidden in the dark, so to speak. But now it's to the point where they can't contain certain things now. Okay. And they show would air 9:30. Okay. I'm the host of We Will Aware You. Definitely tune in to that show for more talk. Love you.
Well, thank you, team, for chiming in on the conversation. And did you tell who you were? You gave your accolades. I didn't hear them.
You know what? Spiritual daughter of mine, International Internet Radio Hall of Fame, unanimous and lifetime achiever, and so many other different things, as well as a father and so many things. Thank you so much for being everything that you are. Okay.
See,
Thank you,
Sandra. See, the lady that called in, Jerry Petito, she came on last night, and then he's on tomorrow night. You see how they put me in between them two powerhouse? Have to compete. But I tell you what, I'm grateful for them, because they have pushed me and allowed me to be able to do what I'm doing, so that I can do what I'm doing on tonight, to be able to share Mr. Roberto de la Cruz story. Because I'm telling you, somebody asked, what about the Innocence Project? Have y'all reached out to the Innocence Project?
Well, as of today, and as of probably, I would say a week ago, I sent out an email, because the Innocence Project does have my father's case. They have my dad's case supposedly under an active investigation. And as of today, I mean, they're still investigating the case. I've actually reached out to them and, made myself available for whatever it is that they need, because a lot of the case I know about for the last 26 years. That's all pretty much I know when it comes to my father, which is kind of sad, Miss Angela, because, you want to build memories. You want to build memories with your family. You want to build memories with your children. You want to build memories with your father, with your mother. Those are the memories that I have built in the last 26 years. Memories of a case that I know, back and front of this man's murder. Jesus, I probably know his family too, as how much I've read this case back and forth. Everything is there. So, it's like I said, I am just here. If this, in some way, somehow, God put you in this path for a reason. And that reason is for you to, make a difference in my father's life. And it's going to be a positive difference, because it's time for my dad to come home. It's time. Like, I still have time to build other memories, and other memories that don't involve, facts and conclusions of the law, judges that know my dad is innocent, court of appeals that don't want to accept that he's wrong, district attorneys that make it more important to win a case than, do what their oath said, to hold justice and take care of their mistakes. And that's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for a favor. It's on there. My dad, Roberto de la Cruz Gonzalez, innocent man. You have him in prison. You know he's innocent. Why?
Hello?
Give me a why. Why? There is nothing.
Hello?
Why? I just want to know if my dad is already proven. We're not talking about, we got to prove it. No, it's been proven. He is innocent. Your witness was a liar, and he is innocent. Why is my father, where in the justice, show me what book, so that I can understand. You know, because if you want to treat me like I'm
Can y'all hear
ignorant,
me?
okay, then I don't understand the law. I'm not an
No.
attorney. It's all good. But
Hello.
show me where does it say that an innocent man must remain in prison for the last 26 years? Show me. And due to what reason?
I have
Due
your
to what
dad.
reason?
I have your dad. I think your dad is Mr. De La Cruz.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm good.
Would you like to say anything tonight?
Yeah, I hear somebody talking. Thank you. Angela, thank you.
Wow. Well, we have caller number 3 in queue. We're gonna take this caller. Caller number 3, if you would, please state your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, hello, Miss Angela. It's Ava Holly from New Jersey. How are you?
Hey, Ava. I'm here. I'm yet pushing.
And yeah, I hear you. You know, we were talking on the earlier show about how unwired the world is and how it needs to be rewired. And just like Jerry said, I'm so saddened to hear this. I tell Brother a lot and I'm so shocked that in this day and age, things like this are still going on. And it's just horrible when you hear it. Yet, like he says, you have to say the name, you have to reach out, you have to have people, you know, all over. The more you tell, the more this out. And like Hooney said, you know, you have to stand up and you have to, you know, reach out wherever you can. I believe it's Sandra, right? My heart goes out to you. I'm sending you positive vibes, my love. And God made you strong to be able to handle this and deal with this. So this is on your plate now. And so, of course, it's easier said than done. Of course, it's not like being in your shoes. Yet you have a ton of people in your corner, and now is the time to make this happen.
Thank you. I appreciate your comment. Thank you so much. Thank you for your prayer.
Yes. Love you guys.
Well,
Thank you,
Ava, please, before you leave, tell everybody who you are.
Sure, I'm Ava Holly. I'm host of the Casual Chat on the Story Wbnn network. I am on the Smart ASS network, always sensational and spectacular, with CEO Jerry Petito, and that's happening next week. For this particular month, I will be on Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. with the Casual Chat. Then I'll be back here at 9:30 on Wednesday evening with the Casual Chat on the main platform of WBNN. So thank you all for the opportunity. Again, my heart goes and Angela, just love you and, be blessed and we'll talk again.
Love you too, Ava.
Thank you so much, Miss Ava. And I appreciate if you do us the favor of, saying my dad's name out there too.
Well, I just want you to know that
Absolutely.
every morning at 5 a.m., we call your dad's name out along with some more other individuals because we are currently in day 62, I think. Well, today we were day 63 of 121 days of 5 a.m. prayer, our 4th year of doing 5 a.m. prayer. And God has truly been moving. And we're going to continue to call his name out. His name and some more individuals' names out. And until he comes home, we're going to call his name out. And I'm not going to stop writing. I'm not going to stop complaining. I'm not going to stop getting on these people. If they don't know me, they're going to know me when I leave Texas. I'll be in Texas in May. Hopefully, we will get to meet up. I will be there May 16th through the 20th. I'm having an event out in Dallas, Fort Worth area at the Como Community Center. I'm going to be hosting a book tour, and we're going to have a amazing community event. We're going to have Councilman Chris Nettles going to be out there. WFAA news station is going to be out. So there's going to be some community activity going on. I'm going, of course, have a Free Texas campaign table set up. And of course, there are going to be pictures. Shanette is going to be out there. She's flying down from California to be with me, and we're going to say their names. We're going to have their we're working on a magazine that's dedicated to bringing awareness to those that are wrongfully incarcerated. We're going to be breaking down their stories and breaking down the details and putting it out there so people can see it. We're going to put it in front of people's faces. Not only that, we're going to begin to work. We're going to be working on a documentary coming up. It's something that Cornell has been pushing. He wants to work on a documentary. So we're going to be working on a documentary. We're going to be getting with some of my friends that do they do short stories and movies and different stuff, and I'm about to get them to help me with the documentary because his story and a couple of more people inside TDCJ story need to be told, because I'm tired of I'm just tired. I'm tired of hearing the tears. I'm tired of just watching individuals dwindle away, because that's what they want. When they give them those sentences, they want them to die. They want their family to forget about them, and they want them to die in those prisons. How do you give people 100 and something years? How do you give people 2 life sentences? How do you do that? And then you don't give them an opportunity to come up for parole. And then the trauma that they have been experiencing. I'm not even going to go into all of that, because there's been a lot going on inside of Connolly. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And just so that you know, Miss Angela, and to put it out there, they have the Harris County District Attorney at that time went up to my dad and told them, all you have to do is say you're guilty. Just say you're guilty. You'll get 25 years. You'll get out in 12. Just say it. I mean,
that's what
if you want to get out, just say it. And my dad said, no, I'm not gonna take blame for something I didn't do. I did not even know that man. I don't know anything about that. Just say you're guilty. Just say you're guilty. And
that's
what did they do? Because he didn't do what they said. From 99 years without the possibility of parole. That's what they don't even give that to people that are actually guilty.
So this is what just happened. There's a guy in Texas. He killed his wife. He shot her with a shotgun, and he told her that she was going to meet her maker. They got it on a Ring Cam video, and they gave him 10 years. 10 years. And that was right there in y'all great old state of Texas.
And now, all I'm asking, and like I said before, we're not asking you for a favor. We're not like trying to, do us a solid and, prove that my dad is innocent. No, it's there. My dad is innocent. So I'm asking you, Harris County District Attorney, Court of Appeals, I'm asking, the Supreme Court, I'm asking out there, they can have the authority. Please look past my dad's skin color. Please look past, his past. Look past his mistakes as a child. Look at the human and look at the law. See him as a human. See him as a father, as a grandfather, as a son, as a brother. And hopefully see him as a soon-to-be. See past all that and let him go. That's what we're asking you to do. He is innocent. How is this justice? Can somebody explain to me how is that justice? He has 4 children out here that, we didn't have a father. We could have all this trauma that was through, all these things that we've gone through, we could have chosen to take a different path and blame that on, oh my God, we didn't have a dad, we didn't do this. But that's not what my dad taught us. My dad's always taught us to work hard, do good, and always, if we can, be kind. And we follow through. We follow through on that, because of the fact that is what he's taught us. So look look past whatever mistakes you think he's committed in the past. You will kind of know him as a father. You know, he's gone to school. He's a barber. He's got his own business. You know, he's raised, 4 children. You know, he's got a wife. He's got a home. You know, he doesn't do drugs. He stays out of trouble. You know, my other sister, she works really hard at the plant. She's got children. She's got a home. We all work. You know, we all provide for our families. We help our husbands. We all, raise our children in the best way that we can. And one thing we always, which my dad always would tell us, because my that kind of person, always be kind. If my dad could help, he would help. He would not say no, which now, we can't say no. Sometimes we should, but we still don't. But that is the type of dad. Look at what he's brought up and definitely know that he is a family. He is missed. He is loved. He is needed. I am 50 years old and I need my dad. They need to understand I need my dad. My brother needs his dad. My sister needs her dad. My other sister, we need our dad. It doesn't matter. I can be 50. I need support. You know that moment where, you need to talk to somebody and, your mom might not be available, your husband might not be available, but I could call on my dad. And if I needed $5 for my kids' diapers when I was younger, my dad would give them to me. Even if it meant they left them with no money, he would give it to me. I need my dad. Just let him come home. That's all we're asking. We're not asking you to do, anything that is not possible. He's innocent. Just let him come home. Follow the law. Follow your... And let my dad come home. He's innocent. What part of that do you not understand? An innocent person should not be in prison. An innocent person should not be treated like an animal. My dad is going through some stuff in there. He's 70 years old. He broke his hand in there. They wouldn't give him treatment. I had to send letters to everybody in their room. They have him on a top bunk that he can't get on. He has breathing problems. My dad is deteriorating, and they have him in there, and they want him to fade away. Just is non-existent. They want my dad to be non-existent too.
Wow. That is just that's a lot. I just want to know, how do you stay all that you have?
I stay motivated. Another thing that we try to follow is that stay strong in our faith. We know that in the dark come to light. So that's the hope that drives me, because I know that they can only hide it so long. They can only hide it so long. So, me and my family, my siblings, my uncles, my aunts, my own kids, we always try to meet that halfway by doing what we can out here and being the best people that we can, make sure by where wrong was done, that we can go ahead and get that strength to be able to keep going. I want my dad out here. That's what keeps me going. That's what keeps my other siblings going. We want our dad out here. That's what keeps my uncles and my aunts going. I want my dad to be able to come out here. I want him to get to see his mom. His mom, one day will not be there anymore. And I know I know my grandma's holding on because in her heart, she knows she's missing something. And that is my dad. And she's holding on until she gets to see him out here. I know in her mind might not be there, but her heart is. Her heart is. And in her heart, she knows my dad's going to come out.
Wow.
You know, my children, you know, that love for my, you know, it gives us the drive to keep going and keep fighting. And mind you, I'm not fighting weak people. I'm fighting powerful people.
Right.
But the heart is stronger. The heart and the will is stronger. And God did say that you can move mountains.
Yes,
and we're going to move mountains.
Yes, he did. Caller number 4, so that we can get together when I come down in May. I don't know how far Fort Worth is from you, but I definitely want us to be able to get together. Caller number 4, if you would please state your name and where you're calling from, please. Caller number 4, you're in queue. State your
name. You live on the air. All right, let's get another caller.
Number 5, you're in queue. If you would please state your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, Angela, this is Dr. J, the Queen of Justice and Commissioner of Wbnn. I'm enjoying this show tonight with the wrongful convictions that we're featuring tonight, and that is absolutely great. I just want to share with the young lady that was on. I just got on a few minutes ago and heard her talking about her dad, and I just want to encourage her because, you know, it's just crazy. Fathers are being kidnapped wrongfully each and every day across this country and thrown in jail in these slavery institutions. And it's so sad. But I just want to encourage you because there is hope, because over convictions that are wrongfully done are being overturned almost every day around this country now, but yet people are still being wrongfully incarcerated every day as well, being wrongfully convicted. But, you know, I have an organization, well, to Be a Voice and Right the Wrong Coalition and Criminal Justice Reborn. And we fight for the wrongfully incarcerated. We have a team of lawyers, and we're all over the country. And we go all over the country doing our Be a Voice rallies and the Be a Voice tour, and fighting and getting legislation changed, and also getting these district attorneys and everybody to look at cases that we deem as wrongful convictions, by looking at the cases and seeing a number of red. Then we know, okay, this is a case of wrongful incarceration, and then we fight for those that are wrongfully incarcerated to be exonerated.
You say,
and so, you know, if you want to, what you say?
No, I was going to ask you. You say y'all get with district attorneys? That's what you said.
Yeah, we meet with all the legislators, DAs, and all of that.
Baby,
stuff.
they
That's
the problem in Texas. The district attorneys, they are the problem. They are the problem. They are the problem, Chinchilla. They are the problem. They are the problem. I can't say it enough. They are the problem. The district attorneys are the problem. Yeah. They are the problem in Texas.
Right.
If you go, I'm gonna talk to you.
Yeah, well, that's across the country. Yeah, that's across the country. District attorneys and prosecutors, you know, because they're the ones that have wrongfully convicted people.
And they know that. And they in the state of Texas, they have that play, that scandal that they still have not done anything about it. They still got all these people incarcerated, but yet they said that this was going on. The district attorney's office, man, these people, I don't understand. See, I don't know that.
Yeah,
I'm just I don't know nothing about
this country. Yeah.
But I just know that they just not right.
They're horrible all over the country.
And then they let these people stay in office.
Right.
They let these people stay in office, and then they prove that in the court they say that these people are doing fraud, that they have done this and they have done this, like they and then they still brush it under the rug and act like it didn't happen. Like they had an investigation and they proved that these people had this pay for play scandal going. Scandal. They did nothing about it. They proved the scandal and did nothing about it. Nobody. Cornell has been on the show talking about his case. He was involved in it. 33 years. This man's still sitting in prison. His prosecutor ended up committing suicide or murdered or whatever the case may be. Well, but it was just crazy. It is just crazy. And these people know, and they're not doing nothing about it. And yet these people and the judge say they can look at your paper and say, well, you shouldn't be in prison. If I shouldn't be in prison, why can't you go over there and tell somebody to let me go? If that's the case, why can't you walk over there, get off your butt, and go over there? Because they don't want to offend nobody else. They don't want to ruffle nobody else's feathers. We got people in Colorado right now that they don't say it over and over that these people should not be locked up. But even lawyers won't touch their stuff because they don't want to go against nobody. They don't want to offend nobody. They don't want to ruffle nobody's feathers. When is enough? Like lives are being affected left and right. I listen to you every Sunday. Every Sunday, all the lives that's being affected. Like it's just, and it is like it's not an end to what is going on. It's like they keep, and then oh my God, I just
it's a whole lot. And the thing about it, and also the thing about it, like for example, they ignore it. They just ignore it. That's what they do. They ignore it because right now, from what I understand, my father sent a request for a new trial, and then of course, trying to bring up the fact that he is innocent. He sent this order or motion for a new trial. He sent it on April 23rd of 2023. I saw it. I pulled it up on the system, and as of today, it's fixing to be a year that they've had this motion, and they haven't done anything. They haven't done anything. I didn't know about the motion because I believe he sent it directly from prison, and I reached over to the Harris County District Attorney's Office and requested a meeting to be able to review this motion for new trial and why nobody has done anything in almost a year.
Wow. Now your father, is he alone? He's going pro se? Is he doing his own
pro se from in prison. And also, ma'am, the Innocence Network has his case, but I reached out to them, and I reached out several times, and all I'm told is that they don't have funding, baby.
I can go ahead and tell you why they not investigating cases, because Governor Abbott cut off the funding to the program. They have 900 cases over there that needs to be. I have a list that I have a list of them. That's what's going on with that.
Yeah,
now Governor Greg Abbott. So that's what happened.
Now, usually the funding for the Innocence Project don't come from the state.
They had funding. Donors. No, they had funding coming from the governors, however they had it budgeted, they had funding. I got documentation, baby. Ain't nothing it ain't nothing that I ain't seen. I wouldn't be on here talking about it if I didn't know.
And that was the Innocence Project?
The Innocence Project.
That was the Innocence Project?
The Innocence Project.
Okay, because Innocence Project.
I'll send you the information. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send that to me.
I definitely will.
Yeah, send that to me. Yeah.
As soon as the guy, another guy has his case up too. Same thing, and that's what he got the letter from them saying. Like I got it. I'm gonna send it to you. I got 900. It's about 900 cases. It's about 900 cases that's just sitting over there in limbo right now.
Yeah.
What did you say your name was now?
Dr. Chinchilla J, the Queen of Justice. And most Innocence Projects, the way they work, all of their attorneys are volunteer. Everybody usually are volunteers, and so they get so many cases every year. It's impossible for them to get through those cases. So it takes a long time
And they
for them
use
to get to a
students
case.
and all that
And then
stuff.
and most of them don't take cases unless there's DNA involved. So if there's no DNA evidence in your dad's case, 9 times out of 10, they won't take his case because they usually focus on DNA testing. And that's how they're able to get people exonerated through DNA testing.
And what I understand, they did take my dad's case. From what I understand, they took it.
Oh, so they did.
They actually had started. Yeah, they did. They did take it.
And when they
I've
lost
had
funding,
I interchanged emails,
right?
and then they stopped. Like they seem to
Exactly.
be doing really good, and then they stopped.
Exactly.
They stopped.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, but definitely, I would
Exactly.
love to learn more about your dad. And so Angela can give you my and everything, or if you have a pencil, you can jot down my number, and I can see, how we can help your dad on this end. But I need to look at the case.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I've reached
would
out
really
to you,
appreciate it.
Chinchilla,
Any
about him
that you
before.
can provide, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, I've reached
About
out to
your
you
dad?
about him and a couple other people.
Oh, I didn't never get those. Okay.
Okay.
The number is 844-642-8378.
Got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And
Thank you so much,
I
Dr.
appreciate your dad. Oh, you're welcome. And tomorrow night, ironically, there's a man here in Pennsylvania named Vincent Moto. He's Pennsylvania's historical exoneree. He was the first to be exonerated through the use of DNA here in Pennsylvania. And he has a show tomorrow night on the Mind Precious Network at 8 p.m. And he's going to be talking about his case. And his show is called Chaos. And tomorrow's topic is part 2 of Chaos Behind the Bars, or Behind the Walls. And, it's just such a shame, but his lived experience of it. And so he was a dad and he was wrongfully incarcerated as well. And so many others that, we've helped get out of prison. So there is hope for your dad. Last year, this year, so far 1, and there are 2 more coming up next week and the following week. And then I think 1 in May that we're really hopeful that they will be exonerated as well. So it's a process. And with your dad working, doing pro se for himself, it's a little harder because they're looking like, okay, well, he doesn't have representation. So they're not going to really be looking at him. But as long as he keep pushing it and just tell him, to file again and, and just keep filing and sending stuff until they actually look at it or write letters, and you can also write letters yourself. But when you call me, I'll tell you some things that you can do and how we can be.
What do you think about this? What do you think about the civil lawsuit route that I wanted to take? I know that y'all experience in those fields. So at this point, these years, like I said, I've tried every venue possible that I could to be able to have somebody to us. And at this point, I think I've gotten to understand that if they have nothing to lose, then they won't move. So in my opinion, and from what I see and what I've experienced, is I've come to see that unless I hurt them where it hurts, they might. And my next step was to file the civil lawsuit, because they know that he's innocent and you're wrongfully keeping him incarcerated. You're keeping him from us. And I'm going after your money, and I'm going to go after what hurts you until you give us what's hurting us, which is my dad being in prison, and we want his freedom. So if it's going to take for me to file a civil lawsuit to be able to have them come to a conclusion where they will be really, okay, well, we don't want to pay, so let's let him out. Whatever it is that we need to do to bring attention. But you that have more experience, do you think that would be a a wise option to take, or a way to be able to steer this situation where you will listen to me, or I'm going to make you listen to me, or it's going to cost you?
Well, with that, normally a civil lawsuit, I don't know anyone that's ever filed one while, their loved one's still wrongfully incarcerated. But just last week, was one guy I was talking with, and we were talking about that. Well, he brought it up actually because I never thought about that. And he was talking about, well, what if, people file a civil action lawsuit, or class action lawsuit is what he called it.
Yeah.
Class action, yes, that's important.
Yeah. And so that's what he had mentioned, doing something like that. And so we're, brainstorming that possibility. And, a civil action lawsuit by yourself, that's something that, you could do. Anybody can, file a civil action lawsuit. So there are ways that you possibly do that, you can tell them on the grounds of kidnapping, okay? Because basically they kidnapped your father, but in that lawsuit, you would have to have all your I's dotted, your T's crossed, and the whole nine to put down the good, down, a good cause for that lawsuit. And once I see your case, I can better, steer you in the right way to do that. So it doesn't hurt. You have to do whatever you can, and pull out all avenues, use all avenues that you can to fight for your loved one, to be get out of prison. And how old is your dad? You said he was 70 something?
He's 70.
He's 70.
Okay. Does he have any ailments?
He's old. He's deteriorating. He's had tuberculosis before he broke his hand in there, and because they took forever to fix it, that's something he has to deal with. His knee got hurt in there. I mean, pretty much he fell off the top bunk bed. I mean, he's suffering pretty much starvation, dehydration. I mean, anything that you can think of, pretty much you wouldn't do to an animal. These people deal with in prison.
Oh yeah, they do.
So
every day. Yeah. So if you can tune in tomorrow night to Chaos, it's at 8 p.m. It's on the same WBNN, the way you called in tonight, but the only difference is the show ID. So tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time, the show ID is 862-9999#. And you may be able to speak with Vincent Moto. And, he filed his own and he got out because of, he did pro se, do what he said to do and to write everything the way he wanted it to be written. He did that. And so that's something that, your father may want to look at as well. Because these lawyers, a lot of times, these public defenders and even paid attorneys, they don't really have the inmates' best interest at heart, because a lot of times they're working with and so people paid lots of money for these attorneys that just let them down, and they don't file these documents in a timely fashion because they don't want to.
Well, the attorneys that were assigned, the attorneys who were assigned to my father were a team of husband and wife, and that was their first murder case. Murder case. They had no experience whatsoever, and the only thing he was worried about, Attorney Cervantes, was all he was worried about was, did we have land or any money on the side that we could pay him with? That's I recall very much what he said. And I told him, I said, well, isn't the state paying you? And he's like, well, yeah, but this case sounds to be a bit difficult, blah, blah, blah. And then in the end, what I had known at that time, that was his first murder case. We came to find this out my dad was guilty. So, you know, I would have fired him on the spot would I had known that this was his first murder case. You know, we probably would have had a better chance at that point. But, you know, he was, and then the district attorney, she was more worried about not hearing the truth, but winning cases because she was young. She was a young DA. Mm-hmm. And, you know, those young DAs go in there to win cases and they don't want to look back. So who cares if the man didn't kill this man? I just want to win. Mm-hmm. We want to win too. We want to bring him home.
Yeah. And that's how they all are. No matter their age, they want to get another win under their belts. And that's so sad at the expense of lives. It doesn't make sense. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And so definitely, you can give me a call tomorrow, or whenever you can, between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern time. And I'll talk to you. But Angela, great show. And, you know, this is definitely needed because we need to expose these wrongful convictions. There's just so out here wrongfully across this country. And, you know, I would say probably about 25, 30,000, maybe more than that. You know, and it's such a sad thing. But hey, the truth is coming to light, and it will come to light in your dad's case. And so we will talk. And I also invite everybody to tune in Sunday night to News Forum. That's my show, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the WBNN network. And this Sunday we'll be featuring a wrongful conviction case and a man that was exonerated in Virginia. And we all hear his case. Oh, geez, it's just a doozy. You know, his name is Leslie Bass. And then we have others calling in from prison that are still wrongfully incarcerated. And but stay encouraged, okay? And definitely continue to encourage your dad every time you talk to him, okay? Because those that are on the inside, they definitely need encouragement from family members. So family members, those of y'all that are listening tonight, you got people wrongfully incarcerated and you haven't called them, you need to call. Well, you can't call them, but answer when they call you and encourage them because it's hard on the inside. You know, it's real hard. And you wouldn't know unless you've been there, okay? And thank God I have not experienced incarceration like that, but so many have. And I hear their stories every day. And they need family. They need support. Just like you said you need your dad and you want him home. And all of the men and women wrongfully incarcerated, they want you, the same family and friends. Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Angela.
Thank you, Chinchilla. Please, you said your show, but you didn't tell your accolades. Y'all don't like to tell who y'all are.
Okay. All right. Well, I am Dr. Chinchilla Jones, everybody, the Queen of Justice. I am the host of News Forum. I am the CEO of the Mind Crushes, which I mentioned earlier, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And I am also the commissioner of WBNN. I am the 2021 Linear New Host of the Year. Also the 2022 Host of the Year, the Anna Waddell Award winner. And for 2021, that was the Linear New Host of the Year. And wow. I never even mentioned that stuff. But anyway, thank you, Angela.
Thank you. Well, thank you for stopping by and sharing, and hopefully you will be able to help Mr. De La Cruz out. Hopefully. But it's just been a lot going on in the state of Texas. I don't know if you heard about all the level 7s that was just sitting for recognized, not even being answered. And then when they found out that all these 1107s had been sitting for that long, do you know what they said? They were sorry. It was miscommunication, but they did nothing about it. So just imagine how many people could have been released or at least got their cases looked at or got their cases back in court or whatever the case may be. Well, what have resorted from the 1107, but they didn't even look at them even after the 10 years when they found that they was just sitting over there. But nobody talks about that, and nobody has tried to rectify that.
Yes, ma'am.
Nobody has tried to
Yes,
rectify
ma'am.
that. Another caller in queue. Caller number 5. If you would please state your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, Angela. This is Shanette Johnson. I'm the newest host on the CRUZ. My talk show is Let's Talk About It. I just wanted to call in and tell, I forgot your name, Miss
Sandra.
Sandra. My heart really goes out to you and your family. Just hearing your story, I was over here literally crying because I know what you're going through because I'm going through it with my husband as well. I talked to a couple of men in Denver that's actually dealing with the same thing. One, for instance, Mr. Kemp, Glenn Kemp, they sentenced this man to 192 years, and then they still added a life sentence onto him, and he didn't do.
He didn't kill nobody.
The jury found him not. He didn't kill nobody. Nobody. The jury actually found him innocent, and the judge still sentenced him 92 years for each one of them counts.
Wow.
So
And she got
I
paperwork.
understand what you're going through. I got their paperwork. My husband, he been gone 14 years, going on 15 years for something he didn't do. And just like you said that they came to my dad and told him to say he did it. They did the same thing to my husband. Just say you did do it and we'll give you 10 years. And he said the same thing. I'm not going to say I did it and I didn't do it. Why should I confess to something I didn't do? And the same head detective that got the charges up on him, he's actually just been convicted for pulling a gun out on somebody, and he retired and saying that he's still a police officer. So now he's in hot water. My mind's just blown away every time I hear about something like this. As a people, going to stand up and say enough is enough. When are we going to use our voice to speak? Because we still have our grandkids, our great grandkids come up, and we don't want them. When are we going to stand up as a people and come together and fight this justice? It's not right. The statistic is showing that the number 2 race is Black, and the second one is our brown brothers and sisters. Why everybody else is getting lesser sentence, but they're hanging them out. They're taking them away from their family. Our is growing up with no role models. I just want to just say, my heart goes out to you and your family.
Well, Shanette, I want to thank you for calling in, and I definitely want to thank you for all that you do, for allowing your voice to speak on the CRUZ podcast. If you would, please, again, tell everybody how they can tune into your show.
My show airs every first and third Monday of the month. It comes on at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 5 p.m. Wait a minute, no, I got it all backed up because my mind is all tore up. It's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please use your voice even if it's shaky. Stand up, and let's fight this injustice.
Amen. Well, I want to thank you for calling in, and I want to thank you for all that you do. I tell you, I had an opportunity to tune into her show, and I caught one of her shows where her husband was on, and not only was her husband is incarcerated, but her son is incarcerated, and he talked about how not having his father in his life contribute to him being incarcerated, because he had to go out and fend for himself because he didn't have his dad in his life. And that's what a lot of individuals have. Y'all were there for your brother, and he didn't go that route. We're getting close to the end of the show. We're gonna go into our final thoughts. Do you have anything that you would like to leave the
Let me say
listeners
this
with?
before
No, anything
before
I want
you
you
do.
to
Let me say that many people say that we shouldn't make it about race, right? They sit there and they're like, don't make it about race. It has nothing to do with race. It has to do with justice. The problem here is that we're not getting any, and it has to be about race, because if you remember in 1999, David Temple, which is a gentleman here in Houston, was for shooting his wife. They had a witness that claimed he had seen Mr. Temple shoot his wife in the closet, his pregnant wife, killing her. The case is exactly like my father's. Somebody said something that they saw. Recently, Mr. Temple was in prison for only 10 years. He was granted a new trial. It is the same, because it was proven that the witness that they had lied. So they granted Mr. David Temple a new trial. It is the same exact situation with my father. Somebody said something, we proved them a liar, and you gave my dad 99 years, and now we've proven that he's innocent, but you denying him a new trial. Why? Why? It's the same exact situation. The same exact situation. And to make matters even worse, is it represented my father, represented David in this exact same case. And he won a new trial. They haven't even declared him innocent. They gave him a new trial so he could prove his innocence. My dad is innocent.
Wow.
Innocent. Same exact case, same situation. Somebody said something and we proved this witness a liar, and they denied him a new trial. They denied him his freedom, but David Temple got to have a new trial, got to get bonded, got to come out and spend time with his family, catch up, enjoy the sun of day, enjoy hugging his family, blah, 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 blah. Even though I think his situation, the only difference is my dad is innocent, and he was proven innocent. David Temple just, I believe, got found guilty again and was put back in prison. My dad is innocent, and you didn't even give him a chance to come out here and get him on, hug him, be with his family. You didn't do that. And David Temple only spent 10 years in prison. My dad has been there 26, wow. Innocent. And you deny him a new trial? Even if you don't want to let him out, give him a new trial. Let us show you again what you already have, that he's innocent. But you denied him, the Court of Appeals denied him. David Temple got a new trial. So you sit there and tell us that the club is showing me something completely different, because it definitely does. Because David Temple ain't as dark as we are.
Wow. Well, y'all have heard it tonight. If you hear something, see can't keep being quiet. We can't keep allowing these people to keep the can down the road and the brush stuff under the rug, because that rug is getting thick. The rug is getting tall. The rug has become a mountain now. So now it's time for the state of Texas to be held accountable. The governor needs to do his job, because the governor can step in on a lot of this stuff. But like I say all the time, and I'll keep saying it, if you follow the paper trail, you'll see why a lot of them won't do nothing, why they won't stand up, and why they won't do right. And I'm going to keep saying it. And I'm not going to let up on the state of Texas until y'all do right. And if Governor Abbott is not going to do right by his people, we're calling for his impeachment. We're calling for him to step down, to resign, and allow somebody else an opportunity to serve the state of Texas. It's Ngozi time.
Well, first of all, I want to thank all the folks at Cabinet Rob
Muted.
to be a part of this outstanding show tonight. It's a true Power You moment, because this is what we need for our first, installment of Beverly Nation throughout our month. And I'm so proud of Angela Thomas Smith. Thank you, Sandra Gonzalez, and your wonderful father, because he does deserve to be home tonight. Not tomorrow. He deserves to be home tonight. In a historic fashion, I'm so proud. First of all, congratulations to Angela Thomas Smith on her 66th WBNN all-time connection record and third consecutive with the Darlene Lawrence Championship, honoring her late great. But not only that, Empower You succession. Thank you, Dr. Jill J. Thank you, me. Dr. Wbnn goes in the stand-up guy. Thank you, Jerry Petito. And thank you, Angela, because she's the first ever host to hit 27 million. Everyone out there, thank you so much for our growth. The network, we would probably had 29. But, it is what it is. Thank you, Talk Show. And Angela Thomas Smith is in the championship annals, like, in this way. And of course, thank you for 27 million listeners worldwide. Wow. Tomorrow night, we're going to try to continue this Power You moment. Getting back to all of our hosts on the first installment of the championship. And tomorrow night, we have a Hall of Famer, a lifetime achiever, a two-time Anna Waddell Award winner, the only host that has done that. The Magic Man Haru, Huni Bakatun, and We Will Wear You. The protocol coming tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern, daylight time, on the one and only Beverly Nation. And stay tuned, of course, Friday night for Tiana Speaks and the Power Talk. Also, stay tuned for my girl, of course, the Reigning Commissioner, and her outstanding network. Crushers. And that man, Vincent Moto, with Chaos. They like at Mind Crushers Network, part of the satellite system, the only universe for 7 Nations advertising doing go to time multimedia, Pinterest, Google, Instagram, and X, Twitter. Ola Dunn, we go to Facebook. Any comments, suggestions I want for program tonight? That goes with mine, I am your mother and father's favorite producer, Dr. Ola Dunn, we go to thing and luck. To all the folks out there in Armed Force Radio support us on a constant basis. And now, the 2023 Anna Waddell Award winner for excellence, our O&E Universe Host of the Year for an Excelsior. The 2023 International Radio Hall of Fame Broadcasting Enshrining. Our wonderful third rating commissioner of this outstanding storied network, the Honorable, wonderful, South Carolina, one and only, Angela
Unmuted.
Thomas Smith.
Wow. I was hoping to the top of my lungs. Well, I want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight to support the WBNN and Walking in Purpose with Angela. I definitely want to thank Sandra for stopping by and being a voice for her dad and sharing his journey, his story. I hope that someone take heed to what has been shared on tonight. If you're out there and you can provide a service, a help, please reach out. Help us. We're in need of help. And there's plenty of others in the same boat. I talk to them every day. I get letters from them. I hear their cries. I hear it on a constant basis. The state of Texas is in dire need of help. And we are calling on the people of Texas to stand up. Y'all have to stand up. If y'all don't stand up, you go down. So I want to thank everyone that has tuned in tonight. Please tune in next month. I'll be back 4 weeks. May 1st. I love y'all. Be blessed. Hello. Hello.